Hey guys, welcome back. It is Wednesday, April 14th, 2021, and that means it's Rednesday today on MobVlog. Welcome. Hey there, Red. Welcome back. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Little allergies, but I'm okay.
Okay, well, that's to be expected when the pollen comes around.
It's coming around. How's it up by you?
In Vegas, I will tell you it is gorgeous right now. Absolutely gorgeous outside. It says it's 72 degrees outside. There's a slight little breeze, but it's wonderful.
Allergy-wise?
Allergy-wise, it's everywhere because the pollen's everywhere and the trees are in bloom, and it's what you get when you live in the desert.
You can't run from it.
Not at all. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Just wanted to say a couple of shout-outs here before we get into the meat of things today. Sonny Zaro, Calzone, 83, Carl Foster, Scott H., Eric Epstein, Outfit Boss is here today. Pam Rudnick is in the room.
Hi, Pam. Hi, Pam. How you doing?
David Grimp is in Husey 67. Hey guys, awesome. Chain Weaver, good to see you. Everybody, Dazzling Urbanite, what's going on? It's good to have you guys around today. It's going to be interesting because today we're talking a Chicago crime history, which literally can go anywhere. I mean, anywhere. But I want to start out for those of you who are just coming into the room. By the way, hit the like button, smash it. We're gonna have a great time today on MobVlog because it's coffee time. Yeah, prescribe. See that? Prescribe. If you haven't done that already, anyway. Brew City, yes. Hit the like button, the thumbs up, guys. Get the video out there. Likes are more important than comments, believe it or not. Allie figured it out last night. She's sitting down there trying to figure YouTube's algorithms out and spreadsheets with all these numbers. And turns out that the likes are really important. So hit the like button, guys. If you're on your phone, swipe up.
If you like it, you come back. Why not?
Exactly. John Allen, it is good to see you. Bob Dog, 2010, Homer Bryant, all of you guys are here today. Leanne, rolling along, awesome. It's good to see you. I'm glad that you're being safe today. Are you near Illinois? Usually you are when we get things going for some reason. Anyhow, so, Outfit Boss. Yeah, no, we're not starting on that guy today. No, not happening. I'm not going down that rabbit hole, I tell you.
Which
we'll
one?
Sit here all day. I'm not even going to say his name.
Okay.
But it sounds like John. Sounds like John. That's all I'm going to say.
No.
All right.
I'm waiting for a Johnny Russo joke.
Bob Dog, you got a mug. Thank you very much for getting a mug. It is awesome. Now, some of you are coming in here and are saying Happy Rednesday. You're wondering what in the hell is Rednesday and who in the hell is Red Wemette? Because not everybody knows, and maybe you're new here, maybe you're coming in here for the first time. If you are, I'm going to give you it in a nutshell in about a 2-minute video from, I don't know, what decade was this? The 80s, maybe?
That was 1990. 90s? That was with John Drummond.
Okay, so this is with John Drummond, Chicago.
It was exclusive. I only did one with him.
Okay, so Chicago news. This was on the Chicago News. So we're going to play this, and I'm going to have, I know you guys are going to have questions afterwards. I'm going to have some questions for Red, and then, and like I said, we'll get into this. But let's start that now. There's about 50 of you in here, so that's enough to really get going here. So we're going to play this quick video clip. Watch. I have a couple of them for you, but watch.
Thank you, John. I'm glad you think it's interesting. My book.
Yeah, John. No, the book is interesting, and if you haven't picked a copy up, you should. It'll be in the link. It'll be in the description below. You can go buy a book from Red. You can have them autograph it, or you can get one off of Amazon. Now,
hey, old barn shop, how you doing, guy?
Yeah, it's good to see you guys.
Yes, sir.
Good to see all of you guys in here.
Johnny Russo was offended that the chat.
No, we're not going down that rabbit hole. There's no way, not today. All right, so unless you guys want to, but no. Love the Ken Eto video. By the way, guys, Ito or Eto, Joe the Jap, Tokyo Joe. According to Elaine Smith, who was the FBI special agent who debriefed Ken Eto, she says it was pronounced Eto. So I just want to clear that up. Gina McKenna, awesome. Yeah, it's a good book. So, and if you haven't seen that video, by the way, with Elaine Smith, click it in the description down below. You guys can go there and you will be able to click on it and see it. As a matter of fact, maybe tomorrow I'm going to post another short video of Elaine about her and what an interesting. Yeah, interesting. Exactly. Very interesting life. Anyway, okay, so let's jump into this video and pay close attention. Like I say, if you have questions after this, you might not, who knows. But let's watch it, guys. Here we go.
There's no doubt in my mind about that.
Wemette was in the pornography business for about 15 years. He sold sexually explicit books and movies from his Well Street store. It was the kind of operation that the Chicago outfit loves to muscle in on. The combination of the videotapes and Wemette's testimony resulted in the conviction of 2 men on extortion charges. One of them was Frank Schweihs, known in syndicate circles as the German, a feared mob terrorist and a suspect in a number of gangland murders.
He was described to me by other outfit individuals as the most feared hitman. And as he said to me, my reputation precedes me, son. And he said, need I say any more? And I said, no, Frank, I understand.
For 17 years, Wemette led a double life. To the mob, he was a peddler of pornography. But to the FBI, Wemette was a valuable informant against the outfit.
I saw these people literally getting away with murder. They were bullies. And they took advantage of people that couldn't defend themselves. And nobody wanted to come forward.
Wemette's role as a mole ended in September of 1988 because Red says the FBI learned from the videotapes that the mob was planning to murder Stephen Tushin, a business rival of Wemette's. Tushin owned a Well Street theater that featured movies with homosexual themes. The feds decided they had to arrest Schweiz before a contract on Tushin could be carried out.
Matter of hours, perhaps, before he would be murdered.
So you and the Bureau were concerned that what we were saying...
We were going to be responsible for a murder if we didn't take action immediately.
At the age of 40, Red Wemette is starting life all over again. He's been given a new name, new identification, and even a new birth certificate.
I will always look over my shoulder. I'll always look behind my back. And I will always have my back covered, too.
Wemette would not disclose where he is living now. However, he says he eventually hopes to come back to the Chicago area to stay. John Drummond, Channel 2 News.
John tells us it's entirely possible that Wemette could be a prosecution witness again in other organized crime cases.
A getaway car turns...
So,
That brings back some memories. That was in 1990.
Red Wemette, peddler of porn?
Yeah.
Porn peddler. That's what
It was
you are,
illegal
porn
then.
peddler. So first off, when they panned through the store, that was the actual store that you owned,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. The hell does
It
that
was
sign
locked
say?
up. It was locked up and they went through the window.
Oh, okay. That's what they had. They did that shot of the place. Yeah. Okay. So what was in the window? What was that sign? It said dollar something black. What was that?
That was a $1 cover charge to get in, and you had to buy $2 worth of tokens. I switched from quarters to tokens. So people would have to spend them. They couldn't keep their $2 in quarters and just walk out.
Gotcha. Okay. So
there were a lot of gay people that went in there cruising for whatever.
Okay. All right. So let's jump into this. This is in the 70s, late 70s, 80s that you owned that bookstore, correct?
I opened it in 1974, and I closed it September 15th, 1988.
Okay. And why that business?
I was kind of interested. It made a lot of money, but aside from that, it was my in with the outfit guys that I knew, Joey Lombardo, Tony Spilotro, all those guys. It was my in with them, in the sense, Marshall Caifano. It was my in with them, and the FBI kind of said, yeah, okay, go for it, do it. Mm-hmm. So I said, okay.
So now those black and white videos that they showed of you sitting in your place with, I don't know who the other was that they showed.
That was Jeeps. Dino. Jeeps Dino.
Okay.
He was collateral damage on that thing.
What do you mean?
Well, he got arrested with Schweihs because he was involved in it, but he was collateral damage. He really wasn't a bad guy. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to see him go to jail. I really didn't.
Okay. So now in those videos, I saw in another clip, you kind of introed the videos. Like you would say, so-and-so and so-and-so is coming into the room now. Like,
I wonder where you saw that, because they cut most of it out. The FBI cut most of that out, because I used to cut up. I'd say something comical like, okay, I'll be talking to, and it's such and such time. I'd look at my watch and talk to the camera and say, let's go, it's showtime, stuff like that.
Okay, so how many years now that you did this?
I actually did it, the videotapes.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did those from January of 1987. Shortly after Tony was killed, I asked for permission. I went to Madison and Halstead, talked to Tom Knight, the U.S. attorney, and they didn't want me to do it, but I did it anyway. And so they said I'd never get anything on Frank, which he was very prolific. He spoke a lot. So it was from January of 1987 to September 15th, 1988.
Okay. That you had those cameras installed in your place.
Right.
Okay. 788. But that was after, you said after Tony died.
Tony died in June of 86. I went to the U.S. attorney and said, I want to tape Frank. Frank had told me about how he was involved in the murder. He was actually there.
Okay.
And I was kind of upset over it. I didn't like it. I was very upset over it.
Then when you told Tony about being a mole, that had to happen like literally right before he was killed.
No, years before.
Okay.
Way back in I'm not sure the year, but I lived in a different house. I lived on Richmond then, 4121 Richmond. It was back in, I think, 1976.
Okay, and you were doing this back then though as well.
Oh, I started, and I became a mole in August of 1971.
Okay, got it. I had the timeline confused. I thought you said you started in the 80s. That's why it didn't make any sense to me. From now, that clears that up. So, okay. And then you of course testified against Frank Schweihs, and then later, and I'm going to play this quick clip. This is about Curt Hansen and the Peterson boys, and that
was with the ATF. The FBI was through at me.
Got it. So here we go. Let's roll this.
All coming up on 2.
Meantime, in other news today, a triple murder mystery that's haunted the Chicago area for nearly 40 years has been solved. Charges have been filed now in connection with the 1955 murders of 3 young boys, 14-year-old Robert Peterson and 2 brothers, 13-year-old John and 11-year-old Anton Schuessler. The suspect in this has been identified as Kenneth Hansen of South Suburban Country Club Hills. Hansen arrested at his home. Cook County State's Attorney Jack O'Malley is scheduled to hold a news conference at this hour to discuss these charges. Federal officials said earlier this week a suspect had been identified in this case as a result of that investigation into the murder of Candy heiress Helen Voorhees Brock. Channel 2's John Davis is at the news conference, and we'll have a report at 4:30.
Okay, so somebody just asked, do you have any of the Frank Schweihs recordings still? And I believe, because I went to Red's channel and I pulled that video that I just played off of his content, and I cut it up. But I think in the middle of that video, the part I didn't play, it's Frank Schweihs and you sitting there talking. You can actually hear Frank.
Oh, Frank used to sit there for hours. I mean, sometimes he'd go back and forth to the bathroom. Sometimes we get drinks. He drank Stolochnaya, vodka. So I kept a bottle in the freezer for him.
Uh-huh. So do you have any of those recordings still?
I'm not supposed to.
Okay.
They gave him to review before copies of them to review before we went to trial. They never asked for the copies back.
Quick shout out to Long Dong Tedford is in the house. Thank you very much, Tedford Von Patriot. It's good to see you today, my friend.
I love these names.
Thank you for and Dazzling Urbanite. Thanks for the super sticker. You guys are awesome. Thanks for supporting the channel. Really do appreciate you guys, all of you. I appreciate all of you, but thank you very much. It's very nice of you guys to do that. So back to what exactly. I mean, you were getting muscled by these guys.
Not really. Not really. I went into business. I asked for permission.
Hold on. We got a member of the channel here. Jay Murphy's official crew member here. Hey, Adam. Hey, Red. Red, did you ever hear from Frank Schweihs after the trial for conspiracy and extortion?
Never. I talked to Joey about it on a payphone. He told me to call him on a payphone. Somebody else arranged a payphone meeting. And I said, am I all right with you guys? And he said, you must have had your reasons. Don't bother me. I won't bother you.
Okay. Wow. All right. So back to the Curt Hansen, that clip that I played in the Peterson boys.
That's Ken Hansen.
I'm sorry, Ken Hansen.
A lot of people
catching me.
They're totally opposites, believe me.
I get them confused. So Ken Hansen, there's been criticism in the past toward you for not coming forward with that information.
I did come forward. I gave it to the FBI. It's in my 302s. The problem is that they didn't want to go anywhere with it. They didn't want me. They wanted to use me with the outfit. They didn't want. The murder wasn't that important to them. Mm-hmm. And to bring me out to go before a Cook County prosecutor and testify against him, they would have known. They would have known that there was something wrong. They wouldn't have trusted me.
Okay. Let me ask a couple other questions. So, John Allen. My dad was in the FBI in the 50s. Chicago was one of the main focuses. The local cops were corrupt as the whole city government, as was the whole city government.
The finest money could buy.
and it's still that way. I mean, we go back. Chicago's the damn machine of, it's a political nightmare over there. Is what it is. Honestly, I mean. What's a 302?
A 302 is a report that you fill out on your activities that you're involved in. And it goes into the local bureau, which would be Chicago, and then they pass it on to Washington, and it goes into your permanent file.
Okay. Wow.
Jeff Cohn, that wrote Family Secrets, had a real problem because he ordered my file, and he said they gave him the file, but he said everything was redacted. He said it read like a broken cell phone call.
Huh.
It's a big thing. It's huge.
Did you know Anthony Centraccio?
No, I did not.
Did I get that right? Centraccio? Anthony Centraccio. I think I got that right. Gosh. Did you know anyone from Chicago Heights? There's another Chicago Heights.
Curt Hansen. he had a bunch of apartment buildings out there that he got from Marshall Savings alone when they went defunct. Mm-hmm. And he just let them dry and afterwards just left them. I mean, he collected the rents. There was a lot of rents owed on him. Marshall Savings was, Milwaukee Phil was involved in Marshall Savings. He got things for $1 lease for like 99 years. And then he picked up mortgages and stuff like that. So that was his job. There's very little written about Curt Hansen. Very little written about him.
Okay. Hey, guys, if you're just getting in here, too, hit that like button. Thanks for reminding me, Cindy. Hit the like button, guys. Smash it if you're just coming in here. How about Bill Handhart? Did you ever do any business with him?
No. The first time I ever met Bill Handhart was at the Bird's Nest over on Wells and Division. That was Billy Kent's place.
Okay. So, did you know Mario Liberatori?
No. I'm reading that. I did.
Liberator. I don't know if that's correct or not. The butcher's at it again. So, Red, tell me when you were running your business and you were getting these guys, Frank Schweihs and all was coming in and was muscling you or was,
he came in for a reason. Mm-hmm. I was having trouble with other collectors. Joey went to prison, and before Joey went to prison, he turned around. He looked at Frank, and we had a big meeting over at the Spot, which is Grand and Ogden, or what do they call it? I don't know. It was a big place by Jimmy Cozzo. We called it the Spot, but it was he had a pool there, bar, and everything. And what happened was he said, anything this kid needs, I'm going away. Anything this kid needs, you take care of it. Mm-hmm. So when I had a problem with different collectors that were coming around, Abi Fraboda, he was pretty old at that time, practically blind. I was just having problems. One time I had to shut down. I had to convert from 8 millimeters, the silent films, into VHS. And when I did, they said, well, it doesn't make any difference. You're going to have to pay anyway. And I said, how can I pay with something I'm not making? It's impossible. And so I reached out to him. And it took him a while, but I finally got to him. Louie Eboli didn't want to do anything about it. And that was his man, Jeeps, that was there. Anthony Didino.
Okay. Now, were you, I'm going to throw this one out from Gina McKenna. If you could have done something differently in those years, what would it have been?
I think I would have gotten married and had a dozen kids and just lived some different kind of life. It wouldn't have been in law enforcement. It wouldn't have been in law enforcement at all.
Okay. So it would be totally different than what you did.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Were there any other outfit crews other than Frank Schweihs that you were afraid of?
I wasn't really afraid of that crew. I was cautious. I was cautious about everything I did. There really wasn't any fear. Mm-hmm. I have to say that. It's if I showed fear, it's like the dog would have bit me. You couldn't be afraid. Other crews, no, I didn't show any fear to any of them.
And did
or feel it.
Did Milwaukee Phil growl when he talked? According to Frank Collada,
he had a gravel voice. He had a gravel voice.
Gravelly voice. Okay. And Tedford wants to know: did you date Marilyn Chambers behind the green door, and did you make Linda Lovelace gag?
Neither, but I sold the hell out of them. I sold the hell out of both. They were big sales. I mean, major sales. When I'd buy those, I'd buy them 100 deep at least, and then go back and rebuy them.
Vintage porn. That's what this channel's come to. Thank you very much, Tedford. But I'm not going to not ask the question from Tedford, all right? But thank you very much. We've gone right into the gutter. Once again, that's what happened, isn't that? Okay, did you ever meet Lurch? You never met Larry Newman, right?
No.
Okay, let's see here. Well, other collections. You skipping super chats. I hope I didn't skip any of them, and if I did, let me go. Yes, I'm sorry, Chad Weismer. Corruption in Willow Springs. Doc, the police chief.
Yes.
What's the deal? What's the story?
Actually, Ralph Capone was out there, and Frank Schweihs made mention of Ralph Capone. He said, it was in the news, he said, if Ralph Capone's brother, or Al Capone's brother, comes back reincarnated, he can't touch us. And that he was referring to Ralph Capone. Ralph Capone was out in Willow Springs. A lot of people were. Doc, he was a crazy character that ran around with 245s, one on each hip. I mean, he was really a wild guy. I was just a young kid, and he was up there quite a ways. I think he was in his 60s then.
Wow. Okay. Cindy, thank you very much. I'm just making sure I didn't pass anybody over here. The porn industry, we honestly misread. Do you miss them?
I miss the customers, but I don't miss the porn.
Okay, cool. So there, I was making sure I didn't. Other collectors said Red was having trouble with us. Whoever does that, you amuse the hell out of me, man. You really. Did your parents have a quiet life? Kevy O's asking.
No, not really. My dad cheated on my mom a lot. He used to hang around on Rush Street. He knew Jimmy Allegretti. He used to talk about Jimmy Allegretti and the life down there. As a matter of fact, my mom filed for divorce when I went to the Marine Corps when I was 17 years old.
Mitch Rebenstrofe said he was working west side in DuPage County, and a relative of mine got caught bribing law enforcement and was a lieutenant of Mr. Lombardo.
I don't know about it.
I think he's talking about. I think he's talking about the question I just asked about the Willow Springs police chief.
Oh, the Willow! Are you kidding me? Look, Willow Springs was totally owned by the mob. Totally owned by the mob. The outfit had total control over Willow Springs, Palos Park, Palos Hills, that whole area there in Will County.
Okay, got it. Okay.
That's where Hansen had his Broken Age stables there.
Okay.
On Keene Avenue. And Keene Avenue was probably a lot worse than State Street where you lived in Calumet City.
Okay, got it. Mitch Rebenstrofe was talking about Anthony Centraccio. Centraccio. Anthony Centraccio. That's who he was talking about. Okay. So, Don, I'm not even going to go here. Pizzalo, all right? Don Pizzalo. Why does Red think all the hitmen confessed to him? Very unusual.
Not all the hitmen confessed to me, only Schweihs. Schweihs was the only one that sat there with a prolific of, he'd gaze off. He'd gaze off when we talk about a name or a subject, and he would start to talk about this guy got killed by my shack, or this happened, or that happened, or I ran into a friend of yours. He had an accident. That meant he died. He was murdered. He used accidents as euphemisms for murder. So there was only one that ever really talked about any murders, and that was Schweihs.
Okay. Duke of Dunhurst, Brett. Red, you hear a name like Viselli. He liked horse tracks.
Believe it or not, I recognize the name, but I don't know where from.
Okay. I can't believe I nailed that one. I think
Somebody
did.
hit me on YouTube with it. Vercelli, yeah. Well, it's like the name of the pasta, Vercelli.
Don Pizzalo said, well, wait, what about Tony?
Tony and I never discussed any violence or anything like that. All we discussed was women, and we drank scotch. We hung out. We were really friends, just downright friends. He never asked me about anything about my business, and I never asked him anything about his. And really, I didn't know what he was doing, all the different things that I know now that I read about. You know, I didn't know all that. I was so busy doing what I was doing. People, you have to understand, it's not that easy to socialize when you're doing what I was doing. It was 24/7, 7 days a week. I didn't take a vacation for over 20 years.
And Scott H. said, how much did you get paid for informing?
That was really something that was bad, because I used to, every so often I'd get a little ticket that I would have to sign. And it was $25 for cash, for cigarettes, cab fare. That's what it read on. It was pre-printed. And I would sign it for $25. They called me out in court about it. And the U.S. attorney helped me. It worked out to $1.63 a day.
Well, there's your answer. $1.63 a day is what you got. Eric Epstein, yes, thank you for correcting, because I was going, what is this biting down? Doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so Red, do you know anything about Arlington Park burning down in the 80s?
Yes.
Was it mob related?
Yes, it was.
What do you know about it?
They wanted the insurance, and they wanted to build a bigger park and a better park. And I believe Marge owned it at that time, if I'm not mistaken.
Who?
Marge. I forgot her last name. We called her Marge. She also owned another place out in Del Mar in California.
Okay.
But all those places that burned down, every time a track burned down, Balmoral, Sportsman's, whatever, it was run down. It was beat up. The horses were beaten up. So they torched it. And guess what? They collected the insurance. Greek lightning.
Huh. Makes sense. I mean, you know, I've heard of that happening in other incidences as well. So, Brett, did Tony have a good sense of humor? I'm guessing he means Spilotro.
Yes, he did. He made me laugh a lot. I really had some good times with him. I really did.
Okay. Epstein, Eric, it's supposed to be the last year of Arlington this year.
Really?
Yeah, I guess they're closing.
Another major institution gone.
Right.
I thought they built a convention center there at Arlington Park.
No, I don't know about. You know what? I haven't followed. I don't know. Maybe you guys live there, but here, Duke. Yeah, they're closing Arlington Racetrack this year. I watched fireworks there on the 4th. Must have been last year on the 4th.
That's quite an institution gone. I thought it was the premier track, other than Sportsman's. It was the premier track in the city. Arlington Park had a lot of class to it.
Hollywood Park, which Marge owns. Del Mar is owned by the state.
Okay.
Marge Owens. Does that sound right?
I'm talking about years ago. They found oil on that property. That's probably why it's owned by the state.
Okay. I own the park.
We're talking years back. Not, you know, I look on the internet for things now, and they say it's not there. You know.
Right. Yeah. I'm finding it's harder and harder to find. I used to be able to search things on Google and find right away and a lot of stuff, you know, and now it seems like it's harder for me to find things. Photos, video, everything seems like it's getting a little more difficult to find what I'm looking for.
We're living in difficult times.
What can I say? Maybe it's what I'm looking for. If I were alive, you would have broken cover to arrest me if I came into your porn store. If Jeffrey Epstein.
What a name.
If I were alive, would you have broken cover to arrest me if I came into your porn store?
No, I would just tip somebody off. You were on the way out.
Gosh. Kevio, you're exactly right. That's what's happening. That's why it's hard to find this information. I'm telling you. I'm thinking, you know, with this YouTube channel, I'm thinking, hey, somehow
Kevio, I agree with you.
Somehow I'm helping preserve history, but then I'm thinking to myself going, yeah, but at any point somebody could flip a switch and go, wow, that doesn't exist anymore. So it's
like history books that I read. the ones I read in school when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I read the ones now, they omit a lot of things and put other things in there that it's not the same stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's changing. Man, it's changing. I'll tell you, it's changing fast. How heavily involved was Chicago in the Teamsters, or was it Alan Dorfman that was only involved with Chicago?
No, the Teamsters was very heavy in Chicago. As a matter of fact, several times Jimmy Hoffa made trips to Chicago. Jimmy Cozzo was really big into it. He was kind of a partner with Joey Lombardo, and he was really big into it. He owned Wagon Master across the street. It had the big Teamsters emblem on it and everything else. But everything that was sub-Teamsters, even 714 or 710, what they used to do, if it was dock workers or whatever it was, he had a vegetable stand. And so he would get together. You're laughing. I'm talking too long. Okay, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Keep going.
At any rate, these locals that were derivatives of the main Teamsters were very well controlled in Chicago. And also, just like in Washington, D.C., they had an office with Alan Dorfman in Chicago. But he also sold insurance, too. He just wasn't there for the Teamsters.
And was his father, Dorfman's father, connected?
Yes, he was. Red Dorfman.
Okay. And who killed Alan Dorfman?
Frank Schweihs. Frank Schweihs came up behind him and popped him. And there was another man with him that I believe is still alive. Frank told me he killed him. Frank told me he popped him.
Okay. Keith Helton said or wrote, got to get a copy of Red's book. Was Lombardo convicted in part as a result of Red's testimony? Please elaborate.
No, not even. In Family Secrets, Joey stood up. They asked me if I could identify him. And I was there for Frank Schweihs, really. Mm-hmm. And they asked me if I could identify him. And they had him buried on several murders and all different kinds of things. They had him on the Seaford murder. But they asked him to stand up and if I could identify him. And I looked over, there was so many people, Calabrese, all these lawyers. There are a bunch of lawyers over there. There was a gallery behind him. And so I didn't see him over there. And so they showed me Mitch Mars came up to me and he showed me a photograph. Mm-hmm. And he said, do you see him anywhere? Like the second time. And Joey stood up and I swear the suit was just hanging on him. It was a gorgeous suit, but it was like 4 sizes too small or too big. Right. And he stood up and he winked at me. And I said, that's him right over there. But he looked a whole lot better the last time I saw him.
Yeah.
He had just had a quad bypass.
Oh, geez. Okay. So I don't know. I guess we opened up a can of worms here when I said that, but Chris Manich, the comments are going nuts about this. Adam, it's entirely true about Google. They became famous from being the best search engine with the best algorithms, but now Google's algorithms are entirely based off advertising and money. And now I can tell you as a business owner, and I run Google ads on Google. I pay through Google AdSense, and we target specific words, search terms, all of that, so that the tour company's ads will show up when somebody
Excuse me, sir, a second.
Oh, go for it. So that's exactly what they would do. And depending on how much I was paying and how much it was putting you out there. So, it really is based off of their new algorithms, I guess is what, I want to say. John Allen, which search engine's better than Google? I got to be honest.
I don't think there is a better one.
I went and looked at DuckDuckGo, and I've searched on DuckDuckGo. I'll search something on Google, and then I'll search it on DuckDuckGo and compare just to see what's going on. Is there a big difference? And I can find more mob-related content, it seems, on Google, but yet I just remember being able to find tons more.
Well, Internet Explorer is kind of a competitor, but they don't really have everything. They don't have what Google has.
Yeah, but isn't Internet Explorer just another browser?
Right.
Right? Like Chrome is a browser,
Right.
Firefox is a browser, yeah. Actual search engine, though, like Google, I mean...
It's a common saying, Google it up.
And now Google owns YouTube, so YouTube was the second biggest search engine, and now it's... Anyway, so let's... Tor browser's a good one. I've tried that as well. DuckDuckGo, they don't censor. See, like Brave is a good search engine. Scott H uses DuckDuckGo. See, avoid Google. You're better with DuckDuckGo.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly.
Learn something every day.
Exactly. Yeah. Nardo, man, I just go on the F.B.I. website. Yeah,
sometimes is a good place to go.
There sure is. Now, for those of you who watched the last interview, which, by the way, I got a couple guests coming up that are, in my opinion,
good.
Really good. Yeah,
really good.
like these guys have stories that are unbelievable, and who they are is really even more unbelievable. I don't want to spoil it. That is coming up though, so watch the channel, watch it closely. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button.
Hit that like and subscribe.
Hit it, give it the thumbs up. If you're on your phone and you're watching on your phone, just take the phone and swipe up with your finger, and you'll see all the little thumbs ups and everything to touch. Most of you are watching on your phones, by the way. I can see, and it's like 80% of the people watching are on phones, which is crazy to me because just like a decade ago, it was half and half when I would look at statistics of who was hitting the websites and whatnot. It's crazy how this is. Yeah. Anyway, Blake, Gregory, glad that you're enjoying yourself today. I'm enjoying myself. This is a nice day. So we suppress all freedom-related stuff. We admit it. Google search. Google. It's true. I swear to God, it's true. Brian Thornton, you're maybe one of 5 people that are on the computer. Well, except for me, I'm on the computer too.
Except for me, I'm always on a computer whenever I go on. I don't keep any of that stuff on my phone. No apps on my phone. I just use my phone for calling only.
So Tom Yanks, is there a way to get the audio of the FBI wiretapping the outfit back in the 60s?
Everybody that I've known that is sued for the wiretaps, if you weren't a news station, like one of corporate America, you didn't get it. You just didn't get it. They make it very difficult to get what you want.
I understand. It also has to be submitted as evidence, too, for it to be recorded or whatever in a way that you can have access to it.
It takes a lot of lawyers to get the suit for it. I mean, they have to go by case law and cite cases where it's for the benefit of the community.
Got it. Okay. Here's one from Red's Wardrobe. You could say I have the blues today.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
All right. Sure.
I'm not wearing the white today. I got 80 of them, but I'm not wearing them.
You guys keep throwing the jokes up here, and I'll keep explaining them to Red.
There's a lot of them go right over my head.
Oh, man. So you guys want back to this. Bing is probably a best alternative. DuckDuckGo, also good, but not as accurate as Bing and Google. That's true. So Bing is a good one to go to. Okay, so I was saying earlier that, and I'm typing this in right now so I can share it with you. Sorry, I had to spell there for a minute, so I couldn't talk at the same time. Okay, so for those of you that watched the Elaine Smith interview, I want to say, and by the way, she was a fantastic, wonderful guy, and I had not talked to her on the phone or on the computer previously to our interview. So let me share this with you.
I was surprised, Adam. When I looked at it, I recognized Tom's name, Tom Smith, and I knew Tom. We used to shoot at Great Lakes. He was on the SWAT team.
Oh, Elaine's husband?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Let's go. Let me.
He was on FBI SWAT.
I am on Elaine's site right now. It's A Gun in My Gucci.
I ordered the book.
This it's a great book. I read through it. It literally one day. She said I was a fast reader. I picked it up in the morning. I set it down in the evening, and I was finished in the evening. So, but you knew Tom.
Yes.
Okay. So interesting. By the way, the reason I'm pulling her website up right now is because I want to show you guys here about the case. Here you go. So on her website, the case, this is all Ken Eto, who he was, and
boy, he take down the people.
In this by the way, this picture is Rocky and Fleece, Joe Ferriola, and Ken Eto in this, as well as some other mobsters. So anyway, fascinating pictures, but I digress. The reason that I wanted to show you guys her website is if you go to the case up here and to the About, you can go through the files, the case files right here. You just click the image, it opens it up in a PDF file, and you're able to...
That's a 302.
Here it is. That's a 302?
Right. Right there.
Okay.
That's a 302.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are able to go through all that information's here anyway. So anyhow, she was a really fantastic interview. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm going to throw a little card up here for you guys to click, and you guys can go watch that interview. So, okay, anyway, and the other interviews that we have coming up are fantastic, like I say, including Red, of course.
I'm not fantastic. I'm average.
Gina McKenna, there are a few wiretaps on YouTube. Some from Kansas City, New Jersey, and Nebraska.
Gary Jenkins got them.
Uh-huh. Are they? Then they're posted over there.
Gigi, I'm saying a shout out to Gigi. She bought a book for me.
Awesome. Scott H, thank you. Hit the like button, guys. If you're just coming in here, if you guys are new here to MobVlog, hit the prescribe button, right down below. Grab that, hit the prescribe button, and give it a little like. Okay. Anyway, so Red, looking forward to some more Red interviews. Blake Gregory, fantastic. Good to hear that.
I'm going to be doing more.
I got
right here.
I got to tell you though, I have gotten lately some messages, Facebook messages from people that are like, Adam, like the show, but they don't like Red. And then I get messages from people that are like, Red's fantastic and he's great to have on the show. So it's a little mixed signals, but I think that's really because, and I missed the hell out of Frank. Don't get me wrong. I really missed the hell out of Frank. But unfortunately, I'm not able to,
I'm sorry I never got a chance to talk to Frank. I really am. From the bottom of my heart, I say it. I'm sorry I never got a chance to talk to him.
But Red, you're from that era, and you have stories about things, and some people on here are really enjoying the content. So I don't know, Brett, how somebody couldn't like Red, but I got to tell you something. My godfather told me this when I was a kid. I hung around the corner with a guy who had a wood shop, and we'd build all these magic illusions when I was a kid. And he's an old guy, and he helped me with this stuff. Really nice guy. And I had his wife, and he was rehabilitating from a fall and a hit to the head and all this. Anyway, super nice guy. But he told me all these stories, and it was like, yeah, I got this limp because I jumped out of a whorehouse in France from the second-story window in World War II. All right. What really happened? He tripped and fell on a boat that he was working on or something. You know what I mean? But he had these great stories about these things. They charged you a nickel a log to put the wood in the fireplace to keep the place warm, And I remember being a smart-ass kid saying to him, yeah, well, if you were... if you were doing it right, you'd have been making your own heat and you wouldn't need to buy any logs. And anyway. My godfather told me, because I ran some of the things that he told, that this JT told me. I ran him past my godfather one day, and he said, Adam, he said, the thing is that people, if you're like, 20 years old, about 20% of the stuff, is kind of made up. But when you're 50, about half of it's kind of made up. And when you get to be 80, about 80% of it's made up. Now, I don't think he necessarily meant made up, but I think what he meant was
embellished.
Embellished. The longer that you're around and the more you think about your memories, I read this somewhere. Every time you actually create a memory that you think and you see it in your mind's eye, your brain is actually creating that image out of past thoughts. Every time that it recreates that image, it sees it a little bit differently, slightly differently. So it's not that it's bullshit. It's that it's remembered just a little slightly differently, as
from a different angle, maybe. Maybe you're looking at it from a negative side. Maybe you're looking at it from a positive side. And sometimes people ask questions that are difficult, because you might look at it from those gunshot questions.
It's the Mandela effect. That's exactly what it is. Yes. Our stale cup. You gave it to me, the Mandela effect. It goes to that whole, and the way, there's a movie called The Mandela Effect. It's what it's about. And it's like, do you remember Nelson Mandela, who he was? Oh, yeah, he was this leader that was imprisoned for all these years, right? Or he got out of prison and then became president of Nigeria or South Africa. Or
apartheid or whatever.
Anyway, it's crazy. Like the Mandela effect, for instance. No, you know what? No, I got to show you this because this is Mandela effect. Okay, so check this out. Okay. Images. This is a false memory being shared. Okay, and you don't remember which way is which. Okay, for instance, the Kit Kat. Did it have a hyphen in it? Kit Kat between the in it. Do you recall?
That was added later, I believe.
Yeah, hold on. So let me grab a. It's false memory. 40 Mandela effects and what they are. So check this out. This is really interesting because the way you remember it, it's not the way that it was. Here it is. Share. Okay, so view gallery. All right, Nelson Mandela's death.
I did. Yes, Nardo Man, I did. They asked me to go through certain places, but sometimes I went on my own.
Oh, distribution outlets for the porn. Right. I see the question, Nardo Man. Here, Nelson Mandela's death. Okay, so countless people distinctly remember him dying in prison in the 80s. And it's funny because that's how I remembered Nelson Mandela, but he didn't. He died in 13.
He got out.
All right, so what is it? Is it Jif or is it Jiffy? Do you remember it being Jiffy? But it was never Jiffy.
No.
It always was Jif.
It became Jiffy. It was Jif peanut butter in the beginning.
No. People swear there was a Jiffy peanut butter back in the day, but we speculate they're combining Jif with its competitor Skippy. And that's how you get Jiffy. How you remember Jiffy anyway. It's just really, it's Looney Tunes, right? Tunes, not Too. But everybody remembers Tunes as Too. It's the Mandela effect. It's a fake memory. Anyway, you guys can look that up and check that out.
But basically, it's the same thing. It's just a different catch.
Yeah, it's how people remember. So it's just, yeah. You guys are crazy. Nelson Mandela, I'm actually still alive. My funeral was a false memory. Yeah, there's a ton of them, Scott H. There's a bunch of them out there. So, Deadbug Doug. Red has interesting anecdotes and anecdotes. And a great personality. Yeah.
Thank you.
See, Bruce City thought it was Jiffy as well. That's true. And Scott H., you're right. It could be a multiverse. That's another theory, that we've actually are traveling through planes of alternate realities. Don't get me going. All right. Gina McKenna, I thought he died too. Exactly. That's what they remember. He died in prison, something. So some say sausage and some say sausage.
Sausage for me. I'm from Chicago.
I said sausage. That's how I was. So, anyway.
Tomato.
Man in the Moon. I thought I was asleep. Then I woke up. Yeah. I mean, we could be in the simulation right now. See? At least Elon Musk thinks that we are. Red, ever witness a murder?
Yes. I watched Curt Hansen beat a guy to death at Valley View Yak. That was in 1968.
Wow. 68. Nardo man, my ex-wife said I ain't no good in the sack. That can be the Mandela effect, right? Exactly. Exactly, Nardo man. That's what it is. She doesn't remember it at all. Yeah. Jesus. Anyway, so Gina likes your laugh, Red. She thinks that yeah. Carrie.
Thank you, Gina. Some people find it not so amusing.
Carrie Duvall, Chicago thin crust pizza is the best. I disagree. I think Chicago stuffed pizza is the best. What do you guys put it in the comments? You like stuffed, deep dish, or thin? Uno's was great. Uno's was great. They had all kinds of crazy pizzas though too. Remember, they had like the white sauces with the chicken, with the this and basil and mushrooms and big chunks of tomatoes, and they did all kinds of stuff. Gary Mushinsky, thin crust. Joe's Pizza in Wheeling, yeah, thin. Calzone says thin. Matt Dini, I'm with you, stuffed, buddy. Dazzling Urbanite, yeah, Chicago stuffed pizza. It's all, yeah, Uno's. You like it? It's all good stuff. Man, you guys are getting me hungry, so I'm going to tell you what I did last night. So last night, no, check this out. Check this out. My fat ass.
Competition is keto diet.
No, but look, my fat ass right now, and I'm going to tell you, like I'm fat right now. Like I gotta drop some few pounds here because it's summertime's coming in Vegas. It is so damn uncomfortable being fat. Look at his chin. Yeah. All right, so I started keto. And I did this, I don't know, like 4 years ago, and I lost a ton of weight fast. I went, this works. At least for my body, it works. I don't really have to try too hard. So what it is it's just like cutting out all the carbs. So pizza's out of the question, unless it's because you can eat the toppings off the pizza. Technically, the cheese, the meat, the veggies, it's all fine. But you can't eat the crust. So I made a crust out of chicken. All right. Cans, the canned chicken, the big 20-ounce cans of chicken. All right. So 2 cans of chicken, 2 eggs, mix it up, throw in some Italian seasonings, mix it up. And then throw in a little cheese, Parmesan, a little mozzarella, and mix it up some more. And then you press it out flat into a little, circle. And on a parchment paper, you put it in the oven and you cook this thing and it turns into a crust, like it's solid. And then you put your toppings on it and the cheese and all that. So anyway, that's what I made last night. And then I'm serious.
I've not made one yet.
Then I got this stuff right here, Keto Fuel. Okay, Keto Fuel it helps your body go into ketosis. If you don't know what ketosis is, your body starts producing ketones. You're not eating any carbohydrates, so your body just starts burning all the fat on your body, and
gives you a lot of energy too.
And you get a ton of energy, yeah. So Gina McKenna, Adam's getting bikini ready. Hells yeah, you know it. My God, Eric Epstein, you have more chins than a Chinese phone book. Yes, I do right now. You guys are awesome. Careful. That diet will kill you. Too much protein. Your kidneys. Yeah, it'll kill your kidneys. Too much protein. No, but you know what? I do my blood work every 6 months. I get all the numbers checked. Everything's good. And last time I did this,
if you drink fruit juice, if you drink lemonade or something with real lemons in it, not just something you got lemonade or orange juice or grapefruit juice. I eat a lot of grapefruit juice. I drink it.
Yeah, but you see that you can't have that with the sugar in it. It's got sugars and orange juice.
Sugar-free. It's sugar-free.
Oh, they got sugar-free. Okay, well, then that's okay.
It's
Scott
like
H.
having a grapefruit and just,
Got ya. What binds the chicken? So here's what binds the chicken. I forgot to mention this. When you put it all out on the parchment paper, you spread the chicken out, and then you put it in the oven at 350, and you let it get a little dried out, and you take it out, move it around, put it back in a couple of times, maybe 15 minutes. It'll dry out. Then the eggs, well, when you mix it with the eggs and the cheese hold it together when you make it into a thing and put it back in. So anyway, it's carb free. It's carb free. Kevio, Adam in a banana hammock. You know it. I got my Borat costume sitting in my closet over here. I'll put it on for you guys. Please don't. Somebody's going to say that. Please don't.
No, I never met Joey Yupa. I was sitting at in the MGM lounge one time in Cicero, and he was maybe a table away from me, and they were talking about something, but I never walked up and introduced myself. You don't do that.
Jimmy Iandino?
Oh, I never liked that guy from day one, Cicero crew. He was a collector, but he used to beat people to death. I mean, he was terrible. Very terrible. I listened to the F.B.I. played a tape for me one time where he was beating the guy, and the guy's wearing a wire while he's beating him, and they let him finish the beating, and before they didn't stop it.
Jeez. Was there mob history in Harvey or Gary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Goes all the way back to the Capone days, way back.
Gotcha. Ryan Brown, please, Adam, for the love of God, don't. I'm guessing that means put a banana hammock on. I'm taking a guess. Scott H. Is Frank Calabrese still doing his tours in Chicago, the mob tours? Last I talked to Frank, and he said that he wasn't at the time, but that was in the middle of.
He's out in Arizona.
Stuff is shut down, so even our tours out here in Vegas are shut down right now. So, did you ever meet Frank Calabrese or anyone from his crew?
No.
I'm guessing he's meaning.
Although he wrote in his book. Junior wrote in his book that he had collected from every porn shop in the city of Chicago. And I took issue with him on that because he never collected for me. And I don't think we spoke since.
Yeah. Bubba Greenbaum, where is? Pretty cool. He's full of history. We need that.
Thank you, Bubba.
I think he meant Red is pretty cool. Yes. So thanks for the comment there, Bubba. John Allen, the west coast of Mexico is a good bet. Friendly people.
Yes. Cozumel.
Josh and Jesus, did the mob ever get involved with farming or agriculture that you know of? Interesting.
Not that I know of, no. Oh, yeah. Back in the old days, Cy Jane got together with the mob, and they sold horse meat. So if that's agriculture, it's horse meat. And they sold it to restaurants in Chicago. I was eating a steak one day at Jardine's on 159th Street. And I said, something tastes funny about the steak, because I like steaks. And later on, they told me it was horse meat.
Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. That's as bad as when I was traveling through Georgia once, stopped over at these folks' house, and they're having a little, housewarming party or whatnot. And I was a kid, and I started, there was all this food laid out, and there were these chicken nuggets, and I was eating these chicken nuggets, thinking, great, oh my God, I'm eating these. And they're like, oh, you like the mountain oysters? I said, what are mountain oysters? What do you mean mountain oysters? These aren't chicken nuggets? No, they're not chicken nuggets. I'm like, whoa, what the hell are mountain oysters? Anyway, yeah, so I was eating goat balls. They were good. I mean, don't knock it till you try it, okay? That's all
I don't know about that. There's a lot of, I've heard that from a lot of people. They say, don't knock it till you tried it. Guess what? I don't have to wait for the wintertime and Lake Michigan is frozen for them to crack a hole in the ice and me jump in there to know I'm not going to like it.
Okay. So I knew somebody was going to ask it. Did the horse meat taste any good?
It was okay, but you could tell it wasn't, it tasted like it was maybe rotten.
Yeah. Nasty. Anyway, yeah, bull nuts. You're right, Bruce City. It's exactly. Michael Ponzio. I love horse meat. You guys are sick. Was Cy Jane shooting bad harness horses?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any horse that didn't perform the way he wanted to, he would get rid of, not by shooting. He usually collect the insurance on it by using he used Tommy the Sandman, Burns. He would put a wire in the horse's rectum and another one on around his jaw, and they'd plug it into the wall. The horse would have a heart attack and die. That was all brought out in the Helen Brock investigation.
Gina McKenna, Monster Rod von Hugenstein. Bruce City, Mongolians during the Khan eras ate horses.
They did.
Wow.
Even Indians ate horses, American Indians, Native Americans.
Yeah, don't get that
they
wrong.
Ate dogs,
Native
horses,
Americans. Wow.
They called it Missouri elk.
At a wild deadbug dug, at a wild game cookout in the Enos, Indiana, down 41, where they found Tony and Michael, some guy served muskrat. It's basically just a rat. I've never heard of that.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
But you never know what's going to happen in Indiana.
Yeah, right? No. They eat horses in Poland.
In Poland, yeah. In France,
really?
too. In France, it was on the market. Horse meat was on the market in France for a long time.
Unbelievable. Italians still eat horse regularly, Michael Ponzio says. Wow, okay. So, I mean,
different cultures.
We don't eat like our pets in this country. And
Some
horses... Oh, my God.
I'll tell you real fast. Beverly Hansen, Kenny Hansen's wife, right? She had raised these cows. And when she raised the cows one day, she was making something for dinner. And she said, go out to the freezer. And I went out to the freezer, and I opened up. These were all wrapped up, and it had Bullwinkle. And that was the name of one of the cows that they had, Bullwinkle. And I said,
God.
You're eating the cow that you used to pet and raise from a calf? And she said, why not? Farm folks are like that.
Jeff Schumacher of the Mob Museum wondered why the outfit was not happy with regular casino profit as the skim was riskier. Greed.
I've asked that question a lot of times because they were making good profits, yeah. But everybody in the mob was greedy.
That's what it all comes down to, though. I mean, why else would you do something illegal? Because of greed, I would think. So, anyhow, look, guys, all I see in the comments is talking about people eating their pets right now. You guys got to stop this. I'm serious. And Brett, I'd rather eat that goat nut, man, than a horse, all right? I'm just got to say that. So, anyhow, have either of you been to Korea? No. My
friends that came back from Korea all talked that they ate rats. There were rats that were roasted.
That's just wrong. It's just, but you know what? When you have nothing else, what are you going to do, right? So, that's how
they were coming to Vietnam too.
Kissy Cat, good to see you. Hey guys, if I haven't told you, Frank Collada's Greatest Kitchen Hits is available. You guys can go down into the description of the video and get the link if you'd like to purchase the book. Also, David Bowman, his book is out, Bringing Down Colada. I'll put a link down in the description as well for that book. You guys can purchase them there. And also there'll be a link down there to go watch Elaine Smith's interview, which we aired. We put it up a few days ago anyway. And yeah. So yeah, do they eat they eat that over the, exactly, guys. You're unbelievable. Frank told me his tour, he stole a bunch of dough, and that's why he opened a pizzeria. Frank told me on his tour he stole a bunch of dough, and that's why he opened a pizzeria. That's cute. I like that. That's
I got a funny story to tell you, Adam. Really I got a phone call from Johnny Rogers, Alva Johnson Rogers, and he had just hijacked. Coffee price went up then. Remember when coffee was a dime? Mm-hmm. Dime for a cup of coffee? So
I don't remember that, but yeah.
Okay. Well, it was. It used to be a dime for a cup of coffee.
I remember it being a couple of quarters.
Well, it kept going up because the coffee prices bad. So he hijacks his truck from Continental Coffee, but he can't drive a semi. So he calls me up and he says, "Can you come over and give me a hand with this?" He said, "I stole it, but I can't drive it." They went around to every connected restaurant and sold coffee for like half price.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. Well, it's not unbelievable. I can believe totally somebody doing that. So the murder of Valerie Percy in the 60s still fascinates me.
Yes, it is. That's Senator Percy's daughter.
Okay. Wow. Well,
unsolved.
Okay. Well, Kissy Cat, nice to see you. She enjoyed your Mr. T story. That's over on Red's channel, by the way.
That was funny. That was funny when it happened. I couldn't believe it. I really thought he was going to tear those guys apart, but he didn't.
Wow.
Thank you for watching it.
Yeah, a lot of people jumped over there. And Red, you passed 1,000. So Red's over 1,000.
I never thought I would.
People. And we just yesterday, believe it or not, hit 24,000. So 24K over here on MobVlog, and I think, which is pretty amazing, seeing how one of the last phone calls I had with Frank Colada, I told him on the phone, because I was reading everybody's comments to him, and I was telling him where it was going, and I told him 21,000, Frank, and he said, "Whoop-de-doo." That was his reply.
He was hurt. He was hurt.
Yeah, the fact, though, that it's grown another 3,000 since Frank's been gone is pretty wild in itself, anyway, because I gotta say that
he had more on his mind than the channel at the time.
The channel had to kind of level itself out, because a lot of people, they absolutely loved Frank, and they did not want to hear anything out of my mouth, and they were like, "See ya." And that's cool. That's fine, because I don't want somebody to listen to me if they don't want to, or even be told that I'm on if they don't want to hear it. So, but that fact that the people now we're starting to see subscribers coming in on the videos that we're currently making, and that's awesome. Did I say subscribers? I meant prescribers. So
I say subscribe. You say prescribe.
Right. It's prescribe over here. Always has been.
Hit
always
that like
will
button,
be,
folks.
Okay? Yeah. Thank you very much, Scott H. Appreciate it. Dazzling Urbanite. I left after Frank died. Well, now you're back. It looks like, or you're not. But it says you're says that you're here watching it. So anyway, thanks for watching.
Thank you, Scott.
Yes, to meet you is to love you, Adam. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Scott H. That's it's really cool. Yeah, go see Adam in Vegas. It's fun. Oh, Dazzling Urbanite, you're here because of Red. Oh, fantastic. See? Has nothing to do with me. I love that. That's great. I could just shut my big fat mouth. Go ahead, Red. Take it away for Dazzling Urbanite. No, take it away. It's all yours. Dazzling Urbanite. Let's hand it over to Red.
He's pulling a Don Rickles on me.
Good evening. Welcome to Rednesday, April 14th. Take it away, Red. Oh shit, you guys are funny. I love this channel even more. Adam has done an amazing job. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Congrats, Adam and Red. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's been another fun Rednesday with you. And I love all of you for coming in, tuning in. Big Boy Blue. I'm surprised you don't have John A. Light, Hootie, JC, or Sammy on. I'm telling you guys, I got some guests lined up that you're going to enjoy. Believe me, you're going to enjoy these. These are, I'm not, see, when I do things, I like to think outside of the box, and I like to look for directions and paths that other people aren't looking for. That's just me. I like to kind of just invent myself as I go. And I'm telling you, I think that these interviews are going to be really interesting. If you guys don't,
a long way from those Fremont street shows, I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, standing on the street. I love that. Busking. That was so much fun. I love that. That was a fun time in my life. Anyway, you guys are going to really think these interviews are interesting. So they'll be coming up. What's the name of Red's channel? It is Red Wemette. If you're just type in Red Wemette on YouTube, his channel will come up. That's WEMETTE.
Right.
Wemette. So yeah. So anyway,
the lowercase or uppercase, it doesn't make any difference. Red space Wemette.
Exactly.
WEMETTE.
WEMETTE. So these two Italian guys are sitting on a bus.
Here we go.
They're sitting there on this bus, and this lady's sitting in front of these two guys, and these guys aren't too long off of the boat. They just arrived, and they're driving this bus, and the one says, "All right, well, Emma comes first, then I come, and then the S's there come twice, and then I come again, and then the S's there come again twice, and then I come again, and then I pee-pee." And this lady is sitting in front of them, and she turns, "You cannot talk like that in public." And the guy said, "Hey, lady, calm down. I'm just trying to tell my friend how to spell Mississippi." Emma come first, then I come, then the S's come twice, then I come again, then the S's come twice, and then I pee-pee, and then I come again.
Mississippi.
Anyway, all right. Well, I'll leave you guys with that. That was fun. So, Red, thanks so much for coming on again and hanging out for an hour or so with us. And it's been a lot of fun. Hit the like button, guys. Smash it. Put it out there. Please hit the like button. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Sound good?
Sounds good to me, Adam.
Okay. Well, hey, guys. Thanks again. It's been fun. And thanks again, Red. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And everyone, have a great day. God bless. MobVlog.